Well, hello, my friends, and welcome back to another conversation inside a Legacy Farmer. Today's topic of discussion is going to be around people hate change. Now, why is this an important concept today for our conversation? Because here is the hard reality. Whenever we bring in a new member into Legacy Farmer, we undoubtedly help them make some pretty significant changes inside of their life. Now, it's not that our members are upset about changing or anything like that. That's what they're coming into Legacy Farmer to do. That's why they're investing their time, their energy, and their money into Legacy Farmer and all the tools and the resources and everything we provide, because what they've been doing historically has not worked and they need to make some freaking changes. Now, when it comes to operating within a family business, whether it's family farm, family cattle operation, family ag business, whatever it may be, the problem that a lot of people will inevitably run into is that the people that you work with on a day-to-day basis see you making changes and they don't like it. They don't like it one bit. They're upset by it. They don't know what you're doing. They don't know why you're doing it. It brings all this fear and anxiety for them. And some of you listening to this message right now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of you, and a lot of the members too, before coming into Legacy Farmer, they were wanting to try to convince their family that they're working with on a day-to-day basis why they should be doing things differently or why they should be doing this or that or whatever it may be. And you and I both know that's like a losing battle. It will never happen, especially if you're not in overall control of the checkbook. Like if you're working for mom and dad on the family farm, good luck ever convincing them of making any significant changes. Now, I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying that a majority of people are going to struggle with it because people hate change. We all do, myself included in certain areas of my life. Okay, but for a majority of them, I've started to embrace it and understand that change is a part of this journey that God has me on, so I'm just going to deal with it. I'm going to move forward and accept and trust whatever is coming for me. But what you need to understand here is that your life and everything that you want, everything you desire will not happen until you decide to make some changes. And when you make some changes, there's going to be a cost to that. There's going to be a massive benefit for you, but the journey to get there is going to be painful, because once you start making significant changes inside of the farm operation or inside of the business, whatever it may be, those other people around you are going to try to drag you down. They're going to try to pull you back. They're going to call you crazy. They're going to say, what the heck are you doing? Why are you doing this? You're making these changes. You're making these decisions. Why are you even doing this? Why don't we just continue doing it the way we've done it the past 20 or 30 years? Well, my friend, because when you look at your life and you look at the last 10 years or 20 years or whatever it may be, if it hasn't gotten you the results that you want, then you obviously have to change. And the most difficult part is your family's feelings about it. You have to put those into a box. You have to push those off to the side. And at the end of the day, as a man or as the leader of a household, you have a responsibility to make sure you are doing what's best for your wife and your spouse and your kids at home. At home. The brother that you work with on the farm operation, or the parents that you work with on the farm operation, or the cousins or the family or the uncles or whatever that it may be, their interest comes second. Their interest comes second compared to what is best for you and your immediate family in your lives and where you're going into the future. And a majority of people today, a lot of them are in pain because they see themselves not making the changes that they need to. All the decisions that they've been making up to this point are in the best interest of those around them and not for their immediate family. Not for their immediate family. It takes a special individual to be able to do this, because there's a lot of weight that comes when you start messing with what the family, your family farm operation, or your family ag business, and the way they have been doing things for 30, 40, 50 years. There's going to be a lot of pressure on you. You're going to have to feel this pressure, and guess what? You're going to have to walk through it anyway. And I promise you one thing, on the other side of that pressure is everything you want for yourself, your future, and your family. Everything you want. And I'm going to tell you too, it's going to be better for your family members too. The ones that don't want you to change at all, it's going to be so much better for them as well. Or you can sit there and be still and not do anything differently and just put up with your life and be miserable, honestly, for until the day you die. Because the only form of regret you will have in your life is that you never had the courage to do what it took to actually make some changes and do what's best for you and do what you truly wanted to do. Like when I left the banking industry, I got nothing but negative feedback from everybody around me. I didn't really feel like I had any support at the time. I honestly put on blinders like they do with racehorses, put on blinders, and I was just focused and I was going. And everybody else, if you didn't have an opinion that supported me, just get the hell out of the way, because I'm going and I'm making these things happen, because at the end of the day, I was concerned about my wife and my girls at home. That's it. Everybody else, great, have your opinion, take it somewhere else. I do not care unless it's going to support me today and where I'm going. It does not deserve part of my time, energy, or space that I have right now. Okay, so guys, you have to get to that level to where you are just done settling. You're done putting up with the same stuff and doing the same thing year after year after year and having everybody around you tell you not to change, stay the same, stay the same, stay the same. Well, I'm sorry, but we live in a world of constant change. If there's one constant in business, it is change. There's going to be different problems, different situations, different market environments, different everything. And if we cannot adapt and change with those things, then we will inevitably fail. We will inevitably fail. The massively successful operations and businesses in general today are the ones that can adapt to a changing environment. The people that are successful in life are the ones that can adapt to a changing environment. Even in personal life, there's changes that happen, and we have to be able to adapt and change and not settle and get stuck in the mode of just, hey, let's do it the way we've done it the past 30 years. Why? Because it's comfortable. It's comfortable. And this is, it's not difficult to talk about making changes. It's difficult to make the changes because, again, you feel that weight. You feel that pressure. You feel like some people feel like they're abandoning their family, which is not the case at all. If your family sees it that way, man, you need to leave that much faster. Because what you need to do and how they need to see you is you making moves that are in the best interest for what you want in your life. We only get one life. I imagine God wants me to live my life by my plan, not by somebody else's, and make decisions in my life that are going to be best for me because I want to do them, not because somebody else doesn't want me to make a move. I imagine God probably wants you to do that as well. So my friends, if you're taking anything out of this message, find the courage within you to go do what you truly want to do. Because the longer you avoid it, the more painful your reality is going to get. The more painful the lessons are going to be along the way. Okay, because we have some guys that come in and they've been on the family farm operation working under their parents or working with their siblings or working with their uncles or whatever it may be, and they've been doing that for the past 20 years. And they've been sold this dream for those 2 decades of, hey, this is going to happen. We're going to transition assets and these things are going to happen. And you're going to be given all this responsibility and all this equity and you're going to be able to do all these things. And they're 20 years in and nothing's happened. But in those 20 years, they've gotten married. They've moved their spouse out onto the farm away from all of her family. They've had kids. They've spent a majority of the nights away from their family or majority of the days away from their family because they're just stuck in the farm operation and they feel like they have to work all the time. And then they look at their bank account balance and they're not near where they were supposed to be. They look at their balance sheet. Their net worth is not near what it's supposed to be, and they look back at their life and like, what have I really gained in the last 20 years? Well, that person comes into Legacy Farmer and they're ready to make some changes. They're willing to do what is required to make those changes and not give 2 craps what anybody else around them thinks of it because they already have put up with it. They've already learned the lessons. They already know how everybody else is going to respond because they've lived it the past 20 years. Nobody's going to like it when you make changes. Nobody's going to, especially people in small town America like where majority of all of us grew up in. People hate change. I'm going to tell you everything you want and desire for yourself and your family and your future and what you really feel called to do and what you really want to build is on the other side of that courage to make the changes and put up with the pressure and the weight and everything that your family, your friends, or your community puts down on you. Everything you want is on the other side of all of that. And I get it may be fearful, thinking about this and stepping into it. It's not going to be as bad as you think. So you just have to have the courage to do it. So I share this with you today because this situation has come up so many times inside of Legacy Farmer. It triggers me because it's so relatable to my personal experience. And when I left the banking industry and threw everything on the line to go try to build something better for my wife and my girls at home and ultimately my legacy, everybody was... I get it. So that's why I'm talking about this today. So my friend, if at the end of the day, all you got from this message was a little bit of courage to go do something or say something or make some moves that you've been scared to make, just go do it. Go do it. You will thank yourself later that you did this. So my friends, that's all I got for you in today's message. Hope you found it valuable, and we'll catch you inside of the next conversation.